In 2016, I read a book that changed everything about how I view content creation. It was called The Back of the Napkin by a guy named Dan Rome. And in it, he talks about using doodles and graphics to explain big concepts. All of this without needing to know how to draw. Even if you're like me and have almost no artistic skills, this concept can work for you. It works on social media, it works in blog posts, it works in YouTube videos. It is a method that everyone should be using. Here's why. Number one, humans learn through visuals. 80% of everything humans learn, according to studies from UCLA, come from visuals. Number two, web content containing visuals like images or videos perform better on average, getting up to 94% more views than content without it. And finally, tweets with images or videos get on average 28 to 35% increases in retweets. All right, if you're sold on it, let's keep going. I'm gonna show you a tool called Sketchwow that I think is one of the most underrated tools on the planet. It makes the process of creating awesome doodles and graphics so easy. Things like this. Or like this, or like this. Pretty freaking cool. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's get into my computer. But first, I'm not an affiliate for Sketchwow, so I'm gonna give you a little secret. This would probably get me in trouble if I was an affiliate. Type in Sketchwow on Google. Don't go to sketchwow.com because the price there is recurring. But if you Google Sketchwow, you will be able to see an offer that's 49 bucks. Hopefully by the time you're watching this video, it's not too late. Again, I'm not an affiliate, just an amazing tool, and for 49 bucks for lifetime access, you really cannot beat that. All right, let's get into my computer. I'm gonna show you how it works, show you some little tips and tricks, and at the end I'm going to show you their new AI feature that makes it even easier to create awesome graphics. Let's dive into my computer. I have written about this at length as well over at my blog entreresource.com. I will link down to that below in the description. All right, first things first, Sketchwow is a desktop app, so you will have to access it on your computer. You do not need an online connection once you've logged in, which is nice. All right, so the first thing you'll see here is a bunch of templates. These are really great starting points. If you want to create something that's already been made here, just tweak it. It's a really fast way to get some cool graphics, and they have a ton. I did upgrade and I bought the template club, which includes a few more templates. See here, I thought it was worth it. I think it was like 60 some bucks. It'll be available if you check on your homepage down here. Monthly template club. And also I bought Sketchwow Animate. I'm not going to go over that in this video because I just want to talk about regular graphics, but basically that allows you to create motion graphics so you can create things like for your video. But for now, let's focus on the actual just basic graphics, okay? So let's start with a template. Let's find one and just plug in some numbers. So let's say I wanted to do an infographic. Infographics are an awesome way to beef up your content. They're very shareable. They're a good way to build backlinks, right? People reach out to websites and say, hey, we built this really cool infographic. Why don't you add to your site and just give us a link back? Probably one of the most effective ways to build backlinks if you're into blogging. What we can do here is we can edit any of these text boxes. You see, this is all grouped. I'll show you how we handle grouped things here in just a second. So I want to change this. I can change the font. What I really like about Sketchwow is that a lot of the fonts are very handwritten focused, right? So they look like handwriting. Baby Boston is one of my favorites. It looks like that. And I can just kind of resize it and mess with things a little bit. It looks like they did a space here. Move that. And let's say that I just wanted to make it smaller, so you can see it there. The interface is a little bit weird at first. You'll find yourself grabbing elements and kind of struggling maybe a little bit out of the gate. Definitely worth having some patience and learning the software. It's pretty straightforward, but you will have some moments where you're confused. If you've used Canva in the past, this will make a lot of sense because it does stuff like layers, and it also does things like grouping. So let me show grouping to you. So right here, this whole thing is grouped. So what would we do if we wanted to change like this to be a different graphic, right? So let's go ahead and we'll start by right-clicking on the grouped element, and then we'll do ungroup, and we'll see if there's groups inside of that. Yep. So there's groups within groups. So like I said, it does get a little bit confusing, but if I wanted to go in further, I'd ungroup that. And then now let's see, now it's isolated, okay? So let's say I wanted to change that into a different graphic. I would come over here into elements, and then I have this huge array of different options that I can choose from for different little pre-drawn sketches and doodles. Really, really cool. So let's say that we want to do something for like an airplane. Let's say we're talking about airplanes. Can replace that, delete that, move it over here, shrink it down, fit it however you want. Over here on the left side, there's this really cool option to make your sketches look even more unique. It's the hand-drawn effect. So you can make it look more or less like it was drawn by hand. It's really, really neat. It gives all of your graphics a little bit of a different twist compared to the other people that are using Sketchwow. You don't need to use it, but it's just a nice little touch. You can do it on most things. You can just, the further to the right you go, the crappier it'll look. It'll just look like you don't have as much drawing skill, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with the stylization of minimalism or just being like, hey, I'm showing you the image. I'm not really super worried about how awesome it looks as long as it conveys the point as clearly as possible, right? So I don't like how that one is. You want to do it all the way to the left. It's going to show you these basically like icons, okay? So those are the different things that we can tweak inside of that. If I want, we can ungroup or change any sort of the colors up here in fill, change that to green, can change the layer type, make it solid. Stroke width, that's going to change the size of the borders if there are borders. Opacity, you make them clearer. Like I said, if you've used something like Canva or Photoshop, this will be pretty easy for you. If you haven't, it'll take a little bit of work, but again, be patient. Stick within the templates to start and you'll find yourself getting better and better and better with it. They do have the ability now to add animations, so I can just click animate and I can add effects and it will add all those together. It's pretty cool, but that's not really what I've been using it for. I'm still getting the hang of that, but right now I've just been using it in my blog posts a lot. So let's do one that I just recently did. I made this little matrix for my virtual assistants who helped me build links, and I also added it to a blog post, just a matrix kind of showing. It does help if you kind of understand what these concepts are, like a matrix, things on the left side here over on the y-axis, 0 through 30, 30, 50, 50 plus, and then relevance, left to right, x-axis. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. Just the fact that you can make things like this. So things in green are places that I want them to be. Don't worry so much about what I'm actually doing here, but just the fact that I can do it and I can make these doodles. So that's one that I really liked. Let's open another one. Let's see what else I've made recently. David Ogilvy and Peter Drucker. This one I just made. I had to redo it a little bit because I couldn't get it to make Peter Drucker properly. I used ChatGPT and I used their DALL-E 3 integration, and I just said, hey, make me a cartoon sketch of David Ogilvy. And then once I got the one that I liked from him, I took the same prompt. I said, do this, but then make it Peter Drucker. And it's pretty close. It's never going to be perfect. It's hard to get that consistency, but I can do that. Or let's say that I wanted to do even more minimalistic. Again, it's like you don't need these graphics to get the point across. I could do even more minimalistic. I could do a stick figure. So if you come in here and go faces and people, that bigger. So I want to make it really minimalistic and make it just black and white. Boom, there you go, right? So you can do anything that you want. The elements in here are really, they have a lot of them. You can do these boxes, they have that depth. I just grabbed for this, I used voice bubbles. You come over here and you do, come down here to speech bubbles. You have a whole bunch of options. You do it like that. You can do a bunch of really cool cartoony things. Let's go back and do one more, and then I'm gonna show you the AI feature. So wholesale success. I made a little graphic here that kind of explains the different steps to, this is actually for the Amazon affiliate, or this is actually for the Amazon influencer program, but I need to rename it because I named it as wholesale success. And it's basically showing the different facets of making more money with the program, right? So I use that in a blog post. When you're ready to export, just do export JPEG or PNG. You can also do it as MP4 or GIF if you added those animations. You can do fit to content, which is what I recommend. If you don't do fit to content, you're gonna have a ton of white space. And then you can just download that. You can also add your own images. You come down here and click on images, just paste it in there. There you go. It doesn't have to always be doodles. You can do whatever you want in here, okay? And again, text, a bunch of really cool text options. Paste those here. Really, really neat. If you want to draw your own lines, you can. So I can do this. And then like I said, you can come in here and tweak it. You can make the lines look more hand-drawn. So it's going to kind of squiggle them up a little bit. You can make them thicker. And you can also make them dashed. You can do a whole bunch of really cool stuff. That's pretty much it, guys. Now let's jump into the new AI feature. It's a beta feature that they just added. I'll go to new using AI. Let's say flowchart showing a successful manufacturing business. So currently it works best when the process is something that's well known and has been documented. I did one the other day that was explained the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it had a lot of data on the Dunning-Kruger effect, so it did it really well. If you have your own custom thing, it'll be a little bit wonky in the meantime, but I think it's gonna get better and better and better, as with all AI right now. So start, design product, source materials, manufacture product, quality check, pass, fail. And again, don't use this right away, you gotta go in there and tweak it, but you can change whatever you want, and then I can actually come in here. Let's see if I can change stuff right there real quickly. Pastel, multicolor, Let's give it a little bit of fun here. Shadows, right? And then I can do fun, cool, green. And then if I do create, I'll now be able to actually edit it. So this is just a good starting point. And you can do that. It doesn't just have to be with flows like this. You can do it with a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want Sketchwow, do not go to sketchwow.com. Go to Google, type in Sketchwow, and you'll get that special offer. I'm not an affiliate, but I just want you to get it at a regular price. 49 bucks for a lifetime or 39 to 60 some bucks per month. No thanks. Go with the Google route. Do me a favor, guys, if you enjoyed this video, like it and share it with somebody else who you think might as well. Be sure to hit subscribe if you want more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Really appreciate you. Thanks.